We think we know every animal on Earth. We have satellites, we have submarines. Science tells us that monsters are just stories. They are myths for children. But what if science is wrong? The Bible is the most famous book in history, but it is not just a book of faith. It is a historical record. It describes wars, kings, and cities that archaeology has proven to be true. But the Bible also describes creatures, terrifying beasts, monsters that breathe fire, giants that eat humans, creatures that defy the laws of nature. For centuries, scholars said these were symbols. But today, we ask a scary question. What if these descriptions are literal? What if these monsters were real animals that humans lived with? Or worse, what if they are still out there? Today, we open the forbidden pages. Here are 7 biblical monsters that make even science tremble. To understand these creatures, we must go back 4,000 years. The world was different. Humans did not dominate the food chain yet. In this ancient world, people observed nature closely. If they described a lion wrong, they died. So, why would they invent monsters? The Bible mentions dragons, sea serpents, and unicorns. Historians often laugh at this. They say the writers were ignorant. But the writers of the Bible were educated men. They knew the difference between a cow and a monster. When they described these beasts, they used specific words. They talked about skin texture, diet, and power. These descriptions do not fit modern animals, but they do fit creatures found in the fossil record. Science relies on bones. The Bible relies on witnesses. Sometimes, the only evidence left of a species is a story written on a scroll. Let's look at the 7 creatures that refuse to stay dead. Number 1, the Behemoth. In the book of Job, chapter 40, God describes a beast called Behemoth. The text says, it eats grass like an ox. It has bones like tubes of bronze. But here is the key detail. He moves his tail like a cedar tree. Modern scholars say, it is a hippo. But have you seen a hippo's tail? It is a tiny rope. A cedar tree is massive and thick. So what animal has a tail like a giant tree and eats grass? If you look at the fossil record, there is only one match. The sauropod dinosaur, the Brachiosaurus. Science says dinosaurs died millions of years ago, but the Bible describes a man looking at this creature. Could a dinosaur have survived in the ancient jungles? The text suggests yes. Number 2, Leviathan. If Behemoth is the king of land, Leviathan is the king of the sea. Job chapter 41 asks, can you pull in Leviathan with a hook? It describes a monster with scales so tight that air cannot pass between them. Spears break against its skin. But the scariest part is this. Out of his mouth go burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out. A fire-breathing dragon. Myth? Maybe. But we know the bombardier beetle shoots boiling chemicals. Could a giant marine reptile do the same? Some believe Leviathan was a Chronosaurus or Mosasaurus. If it had a chemical mechanism to create heat, primitive humans would call it fire. The ocean is deep. Is Leviathan still swimming in the dark? Number 3, the Satyr. In the book of Isaiah, the Bible describes ruined cities inhabited by wild beasts. It mentions the satyr. In mythology, a satyr is half man, half goat. Science rejects this. However, the Hebrew word is Satyr, which means hairy one. Some believe this refers to a baboon, but others have a darker theory. Could this be a reference to an unknown hominid, like Bigfoot or the Yeti? Evolutionists say many types of humans lived in the past. Perhaps the Satyr was a remnant of a lost species, hiding in the ruins of Babylon, watching from the shadows. Number 4, the Ophanim. Not all monsters are animals. Some are unexplainable. In Ezekiel, the prophet sees the chariot of God. He describes the Ophanim. These are not angels with wings. They are described as wheels within wheels. They are covered in eyes. They float, spin, and move like lightning. Today, we have a name for spinning objects that fly like lightning: UFOs. The description is technical. It sounds like a machine, not a creature. Was Ezekiel seeing a spiritual vision? Or was he trying to describe advanced technology with simple words? Number 5, the unicorn. Yes, the King James Bible mentions unicorns 9 times. But forget the white horse. The Bible describes a terrifying beast. It is untamable. It destroys armies. The original Hebrew word is reem. This likely refers to the aurochs, a giant extinct ox, or the rhinoceros. Think about a rhino. It has armor. It has one massive horn. It is a tank made of meat. The translators used the word unicorn to mean one horn. This was not a magical creature. It was a monster you ran away from. Number 6, the Locusts of Abaddon. This monster is a prophecy for the future. In Revelation, the bottomless pit opens. Locusts come out, but these are not bugs. They have faces like men, hair like women, and teeth like lions. They have tails like scorpions that sting for 5 months. What is this? A demon? Or something else? Some theorists say this describes modern warfare, specifically helicopters. A helicopter sounds like wings. It has a tail, rotor. It has a face, cockpit. To an ancient man, an Apache helicopter looks like a metal locust. Or is it a biological weapon? Genetic modification gone wrong? Number 7, the Nephilim. This is the most controversial of all. Genesis chapter 6, it says the sons of God came down to the daughters of men. They had children, the Nephilim, the giants. Skeletal remains of giant humans have been reported for centuries, then lost by museums. Science admits that ancient human species like denisovans were huge. Were the Nephilim a different species? Or, as the text suggests, a hybrid of human and something alien? The Bible calls them monsters. Science calls them a missing link. But both agree, giants once walked the earth. Behemoth, Leviathan, the Nephilim. These are not just characters. They are descriptions of a world wilder than we imagine. We build our cities and think we are safe. We think we have discovered everything. But the ocean is deep. The caves are dark. And the past is full of secrets. Science and the Bible are often enemies. But here, they might be looking at the same thing. Science calls it an anomaly. The Bible calls it a beast. The question is, where did they go? Are they truly gone? Or are they sleeping, waiting for us to find them again? Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Behemoth was a dinosaur? Or was Leviathan a real sea dragon? Let me know your theories in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into the darkness, hit the like button. Subscribe for more mysteries that science cannot explain. Until next time, stay safe in the shadows.